Hello everyone, welcome back to Believers Science Academy Bengaluru. This is topic of the day. Today it is a day of celebration because Indian women won the Cricket World Cup yesterday. They beat South Africa to lift their first World Cup in the history of Indian women's cricket. So today we'll discuss the significance of this event. We'll also compare with the past success of Indian men cricket team as well as Indian women's cricket team, and also what are the reasons behind this success and why this success is so significant for the future generations. So the topic is India's women script history, a 1983 moment for the Indian women's cricket. So we'll discuss what is this and why is this so significant and everything related to this. So this is Harmanpreet Kaur and this is Laura Oldhart, who were the captains of the respective teams before the launch of the final. Okay, next. So the night that changed everything. Yesterday's final was played in DY Patil Stadium of Navi Mumbai, witnessed history as India's women lifted their first ever ICC World Cup one day World Cup, defeating South Africa by 52 runs. This victory wasn't just a sporting achievement because it was a statement of equality, resilience, and arrival. Arrival of whom? Arrival of Indian women to the center stage. Indian women to the center stage. For a country where cricket often mirrors national identity, this triumph had redefined what it means to wear the blue jersey. This is yesterday's celebration. Indian women cricket or Indian women's cricket team jubilant, triumphant after the victory. So, from the near misses to the complete glory, India's journey to this women win actually began in 1973 when Indian women team was introduced. After that, India participated in various tournaments where it had considerable success in the Asian Cup. Considerable success in the Asian Cup, where Indian women's cricket team has won 6 Asian Cups. However, at the grandest stages, that is the World Cup, Indian women have failed to achieve this World Cup success. They came very close. In 2005, they went to the final but lost to Australia. Again in 2007, they came to the final but lost agonizingly by just 8 runs against England. And again in 2022, they came to the final of T20 World Cup but failed there as well. So this 2024 victory is more memorable and more sweeter because of the hard work that the team did previously. So this is a hard earned victory. This defeat sparked a transformation, more visibility, greater investment, and a sense of purpose among the women cricketers. Though they lost the final in 2017, this sparked a kind of revolution in Indian women cricket. There were more investments, there were more players, there were more matches, there were more organizers. It ultimately led to the launch of Women Premier League. Again, over the years, reforms such as equal match fees, better coaching infrastructure, and Women's Premier League on the lines of Indian Premier League strengthened the ecosystem. The Women Premier League in particular became a platform for young players like Richa Ghosh, Shafali Verma to play alongside global stars and gain exposure similar to the IPL. Shafali Verma was the man of the match in the final match. That is how significant the Women Premier League was for majority of the Indian women players. Next chapter, the final, the triumph of skill and nous. So talking about the final match, it was a match of grit, match of gambles, match of skills as well. India's batting revolved around Shafali Verma's 87. She came as opener and scored 87 runs, an innings of maturity and power, and Deepti Sharma's composed half century. Most of the Indian women cricket played handy knocks. Smriti Mandana scored 43, Harmanpreet scored 29, Jamima Rodriguez scored 20, and other players scored 35, etc. etc. So everyone contributed very well. But the majority of the runs came from Shefali Verma's 87. Then a total of 298 for 7 was set and the stage for the gripping contest. South Africa's Laura Wollard, the captain, fought valiantly with a brilliant 100, but Deepti's magical spell of 5 wickets ended all the resistance. So Deepti Sharma, this is Deepti Sharma and this is Shefali Verma. So Deepti Sharma got 5 wickets and also scored 50 runs in the final match, and Shefali Verma got 2 crucial wickets and scored 87 runs. So they were the major contributors to the victory yesterday. And also we cannot forget the contribution of Sri, a brilliant spinner who contained the South African batsman. As the final wicket fell, jubilations swept across the stadium, tears, chants, tricolors filled the air, marking the beginning of a new era. And befittingly, Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain of Indian team, playing her 5th World Cup, caught the final catch of Nadine Clark. Nadine Clark, previously when India and South Africa met in the group stage, scored 87 runs of just 47 balls and turned the game in their favor. She was on course to do it again, but fortunately for India, she was caught by Harmanpreet Kaur, which resulted in the victory for India. Next, echoes of 1983, where history repeated itself. So this India's 2025 movement parallels Kapil Dev's 1983 World Cup victory in spirit and significance. Why am I saying this? Because in 1983, Indian cricket team, men's cricket team, were the underdogs. They went to UK or England as the underdogs, and no one gave chance for India to win the World Cup. Despite all the odds, India won the World Cup, defeating 2 times world champions, the West Indies. So in 1983, group of underdogs rewrote India's cricket destiny. And what ensued after 1983 is the history. Because after 1983, cricket revolutionized India. Cricket in India was revolutionized by media, investment, everything. As a result, we were able to see the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, the likes of MS Dhoni, the likes of Virat Kohli, the likes of KL Rahul, and the likes of Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma in the current context. So this is how there was a revolution that started in the 1983 World Cup. That is why I am saying 2025 World Cup for the women will be that revolution in the women's cricket. So in 2025, women did the same. They broke the stereotypes and not just records alone. India won the World Cup in 2011 again by men's, but then India went in as the favorites. There, India went in as the favorites and achieved the remarkable victory. But this 2025 victory for women is more in resonance with the 1983 because of the first time achievement and also the gravity it holds in the future. Okay. Next, the 1983 victory made cricket a religion in India, and the 2025 victory ensures that women are now its equal prophets as well. Okay, if the men's triumph inspired boys to pick up bat, this victory will inspire millions of girls to dream without hesitation. So the famous Dangal dialogue, "हमारी चोर है, चोरों से कम है क्या?" that has been achieved in this particular victory. Okay, next, the faces behind the revelation. So, talking of the key contributors in yesterday's game or the tournament, Shefali Verma, once cutting her hair to play amongst the boys in Rohtak, returned from being dropped to lead India's charge. The story of Shefali Verma is very significant because she was dropped in 2025 World Cup, coming into the World Cup, and she was playing in a Surat, a T20 league in Surat, when the other opener of the Indian team got injured. As a result, she was called back into the team. She played only 2 games. One is the semi-final and the final, most important games. And in the final, she gave the knock of her life and also a performance of her life, winning her the World Cup and also winning her the man of the match. And then Deepti Sharma, who once began as a ball girl in the local matches, became the tournament's backbone with both bat and ball. She scored 50 runs and also picked up 5 very important wickets. Okay, next, Richa Ghosh, after personal loss, found strength on the field, becoming a key finisher for India. Richa Ghosh was the famous middle order player for India throughout this World Cup. Her hitting against South Africa, her hitting against Pakistan, and her hitting against Australia made sure that India was able to reach the final. And even in the final, she scored 38 of just 24 balls. Okay, next, their stories symbolize the quiet determination of countless Indian women who battle bias, limited infrastructure, and social barriers to chase their passion. They serve as an inspiration for the women across India, little girls across India to dream big. Next, Trailblazers and the Torchbearers. This 2025 victory is not only dedicated to the current flock of the team but also the past players who set backbone for the current team, such as Mitali Raj, who presented the award, and Julan Goswami, who was part of the media team, and also Diana Edulji in the stands symbolize the passing of the torch. So Mitali Raj, highest run getter for Team India, and Julan Goswami, highest wicket taker for Team India. Okay, so they were present, and this victory meant the same as if they won the World Cup. Okay, next, these pioneers played in the times when there were no live telecasts, sponsorships, or full stadiums. Yet they laid the groundwork for today's success because they were able to pick up the bat, they were able to pick up the ball and take wickets and score runs. They inspired many of the future generations of India, including the likes of Harmanpreet Kaur, the likes of Smriti Mandhana, and the Shafali Vermas. Next, the 2025 win is as much theirs as it is of the current generation, proving that every struggle sows the seed of future victory. Their struggle resulted in the victory of the current flock of Indian cricket team. Next, this is Julang Goswami, and this is Mitali Raj. Okay, this is Mitali Raj. Next, the institutional and policy shifts. What resulted in the win? The triumph underscores how policy support and investment in women's sport can transform outcomes. How the investment is needed for any sport to flourish. Okay. Initiatives like the Women's Premier League, central contracts for women, and the parity in match fees have helped bridge the gender gap. So this particular model from the BCCI can be replicated in rest of the sports as well. For example, by AIFF in football or Indian Olympic Association in athletics. If they are able to bring investments, they are able to bring more gender parity, they are able to bring more money into these games, we can sure expect this kind of outcome in rest of the sports as well. With rising audience engagement and corporate backing, women's cricket is now a viable professional career, not a passion fought in isolation. Now it can be converted into career by women as well. Next, the government and the BCCI's efforts to extend grassroots girls cricket academies have created a pipeline of young talent from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Okay, next, beyond cricket, a reflection of India's social change. What this victory actually means. This victory reflects a broader social transformation. An India where women's success in public spaces is no longer exceptional but expected. If you saw the yesterday's match in Patil Stadium, there were approximately 40,000 people supporting the Indian team. And the World Cup throughout the tournament achieved around 7 million viewerships. Okay, and the final was watched almost by 2.3 crore people on the live telecast. That is how significant the game has become. Not the men, but also women. Now they are also being expected. Every time these cricketers step on the field, they challenge patriarchal stereotypes and redefine what empowerment looks like in the modern India. Their success contributes to national narratives of equality, leadership, and aspiration, which are the key values in India's growth story. Okay, next is cultural and generational impact of this 2025 World Cup win. 1983 win created a cricket economy, and the 2025 victory will create cultural movement for the women's sports. Young girls watching Shefali or Smiti Mandana will now believe that cricket isn't just for brothers. It is a stage for daughters too. It is a stage for sisters too. Now they won't say give the bat to brother or some doll for me. Now they will say bat for me as well. Okay. Next, families, schools, and state associations will increasingly invest in girls' sporting talent, reshaping the gender map of Indian athletes as well. Okay. Next, a legacy begins. That is when Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain of Indian team, lifted the World Cup. It symbolized the decades of unseen effort, tears, and sacrifices. The win has already rewritten the narrative. That is, the Indian cricket now stands on two equally glorious pillars, men and women as well. The 2025 Women's World Cup win will not just be remembered for the result, but for what it represents. It represents the triumph of belief over bias, of grit over neglect, and of equality over invisibility. That is why this 2025 victory is very significant. Final reflection, that is, India's women's have not just won a cup, they have won a country's heart. 1983 spirit has found its echo, this time through the voices and the victories of women who refuse to be defined by their limits. The journey that began in 2017, far beyond 1973, with heartbreak has eliminated or culminated in 2025 with the history. This is more than a victory in cricket. It is a celebration of India's evolution, where every young girl now knows that the dream of glory belongs to her as well. Okay, so this is the significance of Indian Women's World Cup victory. So I think I covered it holistically from social, cultural, and other backgrounds as well. So if you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. And if you want other topics to be discussed, write down in the comment box. In the coming days, we'll bring videos on that as well. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.